They was like, maybe you need to start doing like some career tests and start looking for other areas to explore. And in my head, I knew there was no other area I wanted to explore. I knew nursing was for me, and I knew that's what I was going to do. Here, and I am back with another video. If you are new to this channel, welcome, and I hope you hit that like and subscribe button. And if you are returning Rich Chick babe, what's up? So today's video is gonna be a little emotional, possibly, but this is about how I went from a 1.5 GPA to accepted into nursing school, and then your girl beat the odds and got a 4.0 GPA first semester. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into the video. So I did dual enrollment in high school, and I did good with that. But when I got my senior year of high school, I got pregnant and everything changed. I was supposed to be going to the Air Force. I went into the Marine Depth program. Like, I just was doing a lot. And then when I was getting out of the Marine Depth program to switch to Air Force, the man was like, my recruiter was like, "You pregnant?" I was like, "No." He's like, you sure?" I'm like, "No, I'm not pregnant." I'm like, "No." He was like, "I'm pregnant." So that changed the whole game. I graduated high school. I did graduate a year early because I was a year advanced. So when I graduated, I was 17. I had my daughter, and then I turned 18 a few weeks later. So I was like, okay, well, let me work and go back to school. So I was working 2 jobs. I was working at the pool as a lifeguard, and I was also working at TJ Maxx. And then I was trying to do full-time classes, being a brand new mom. It was a disaster. I was forgetting about my homework assignments that was due. So ultimately, I ended up failing, which tanked my GPA. And I'm gonna post up on the screen my grades. I had got a B, a A, and an F. So that my term GPA was 3.5, but your girl had a 1.5 overall. So then I tried again, didn't work, lost my financial aid. They changed my major from nursing to an Associate of Arts, so that way I could keep my financial aid. And then boom, like everything changed. I was like, you know what, I was working at a hospital, but then I was like, you know what, I still want to go to the military. So I ended up joining the Navy. And then as I was in, I was like, dang, like I was getting everything done. I had got my quals and everything. So I was like, okay, let me try to take a shot at this school thing again, since the TA had paid for my schooling, everything. Did it again. We were ramping up for deployment. So as I'm going out to sea, I had tests to do. Sometimes when you're out there, they cut the internet out. So guess who was taking her test? And then the internet got cut out. No way to contact my teachers, no way to say like, hey, boom, 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 this is the problem. I gave up. Once again, gave up. And then I went to shore duty, and I was like, I was working in the hospital, and I was like, you know what? Like, this is where I want to be. It's kind of go time. It's go time again. I want to try again. And I tried again, and I started killing the game. Like, your girl had done got on the dean's list. Like, I just started like killing the game. But I did want to say, from in the beginning, when I had to get my major changed, I was told to give up. Like, maybe the nursing track is not for you. Like, you need to go ahead and change your major. And they was like, maybe you need to start doing like some career tests and start looking for other areas to explore. And in my head, I knew there was no other area I wanted to explore. I knew nursing was for me, and I knew that's what I was going to do. It may not have been when I wanted it to be or when they wanted it to be for me, but I knew it was going to come for me. So I just stayed patient, and I stayed working towards my goal of becoming a nurse. So as I'm doing that, I'm in the process of getting out, and it was just like hell. I was doing classes and I was moving cross country from California back to Florida. Like, I had tests to do, all type of stuff. I'm on the road. Like, I drove a day straight, like the 36 hours and 12 minutes, however long it took, straight through. I think I stopped for like a 5-minute nap, 10-minute nap. That was it. It was like straight through, only stopping for gas, everything. My best friend, she was with me, and baby, taking turns. I couldn't even go to sleep because I was like, okay, I still got school stuff to do. Like, let's get to it. And I ended up passing all my classes, getting my associate's degree, and my GPA was a 2.7. So a standard AA program should take what, like 60 credit hours? It took me 79 credit hours, and I had 2.7 GPA. At that point, I was like, oh my God, my GPA is crap. I don't know what to do. So I was looking into regular programs because it doesn't matter about your overall GPA. It matters for your nursing GPA. So my nursing GPA was a 3.0. But you know, you still need to be more competitive, and I think I only had like 2 or 3 C's. The rest was A's and B's, but that still put me in a lower range, in a lower category. So I was looking, I'm like, okay, well, there's other avenues I could take. I could go to a private school, because luckily I had my GI Bill. I could go to a private school, or I can go to like, I could wait to like apply for programs, but that waiting game was kind of like, nah, I don't want to wait. I just want to, you know, get it done. So I started looking into like private schools, and they was like, okay, you know, just take this test, that test. But then looking at the cost, I was like, I don't want student loans, like, especially because I have my GI Bill. I don't want student loans. So, you know, I'm looking, and I started looking out of state. And I found a school, and you know, never be discouraged because of your GPA. Like, it's not just about the GPA, yes, but there's other tests that you have to take as well. And then there are your nursing interview and everything. And in my interview, I literally cried, because it was just like all odds were against me, and I made it, and I knew this was something I wanted to do. And it was like, who are you to tell me that something is not meant for me? I knew at the time my circumstances didn't permit me to be successful in these classes, but I knew that one day I would be able to, one day. And my day came, and when I tell you, I went hard. Once I spoke to this school, I went so hard on studying for the HESI, which I showed y'all in a previous video, and I'll link it somewhere up the top. But I got 88 on my HESI the first time, and I was like, okay, can I take it again, because I wanted to get higher? But it's like, no, like, you did great, so no. And I was like, okay, so I'm just like, you know, like patiently waiting, and come, I believe, April, I got accepted. And sometimes it may not be, sometimes you may have to take a different route. You may have to do LPN school or something, but don't look at someone else's journey and compare it to your journey, because just because someone else may have to walk in the park and been able to do it out the gate, certain people have different paths and walkways of life. And my path and walkway led me to be able to go to school free, because I have my, you know, GI Bill. And then I was eligible for a scholarship. Like, it was just so many different things that came up. And because I'm, you know, I went out of state for school, my mother helped me with my baby, and you know, I'm able to focus and give it my all, because there are no distractions, no limitations, no, when I was home completing my AA, I was running a full-time business. I just had so much going on that I was just all over the place. I was getting depressed. It was just like so much as I'm trying to work towards it. And now it's like, okay, you could give this your all, your everything, with no, like, the sky's the limit. Like, and I just buckled down, I stayed focused, and first semester I learned my way. I learned my way, and I looked at YouTube's, but I also like took into account what works best for me. Like, yes, watch videos, but also do what works best for you. Don't listen to what's working best for other students. Don't listen to what's working best for someone that is on YouTube. Yes, use it and try it, but know what works best for you and stick to that and kill the game. When I came in, I hit the ground running. I was reading. A lot of people say don't read. Why not read? You need to understand the information to be able to apply it to the questions. So read. I was reading. I would literally lay on the floor and read, and I scored on my first exam a 97.5. Like, it was just like crazy, but that set me up to when it came time for finals. If I would have failed the final, I still would have passed my class with either A or B. So do what works best for you and your teacher, and stick to your goals. I am a vision board heavy person, and on my vision board I had A's and B's, like a little, like someone's already made thing where they got A's and B's, and I took that and I put it on my vision board, and my vision board sits next to my computer, so even when I'm working I could look over and I'm like, A's and B's, that's my goal, A's and B's. And I got all A's, not a B, but I got all A's. So they probably was like, well dang, she wasn't doing as good. How she come to kill the game now? Why? Because at the moment my circumstances didn't permit me to come in and be a top-notch student. Like, it wasn't possible for me at that time. But when God said it was time, baby, he let me know it was time. It was time to be successful. It was time to get up and let your light shine. It was time to prove to people that no matter what you go through, you could always turn that around. You could always complete your goals and do what you were destined to do. It may not happen on your time, but it's gonna happen on his time, and all you need is faith. Faith, the little size of a teeny tiny mustard seed. If you don't know what a mustard seed is, go on Google or go in Walmart and look at a mustard seed. That's the only little bit of faith you need. And that's why I'm so heavy into vision boards, because everything I vision for my life, it has come into fruition thus far. The things that have not come into fruition off my board is because I haven't worked towards it yet. Faith without works is dead. I haven't worked towards it. But it doesn't matter what your path may look like to you at that time, but you can always look back and reflect on certain things that happened in your life and piece it together. There may have been some things where we asked for it and we got it and we've messed it up. But guess what? You should have learned from that, so that way the next time something is handed to you, you can use it and you can elevate and you can use that to lead your path. Never let anyone tell you you're not good enough and that you will never be successful and that something is not for you. Because if it's for you, it's for you. And if you want it bad, you'll go out there and get it and you'll prove them wrong. You will prove them wrong. I'm a firm believer, and I am a standing and living product of that. And I'm never gonna let anyone tear me away from my dreams or stop me from believing that what they think is not for me isn't for me. Because baby, if I want this BSN degree, I'm getting it. If I want my master's after this, I'm getting it. And you best believe I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna get it with a scholarship. I'm gonna get it with the free money. I'm gonna get it the way I want it, the way God has it for me. Because I know he don't set us up to struggle or to fail. He's not gonna do that. So that is my testimony for how I did that. And also, even with that semester, also stop following all the trends. You don't need an iPad for everything. Like, I have my iPad to pull up PowerPoints or everything, but I thought coming in I would use an iPad to note take and everything. But ultimately I end up printing things, and that's what worked for me in undergrad. When I did my Anatomy 2 class, he gave us nursing school style questions, and when I started printing this stuff out, that's when I really grasped and was able to answer. And I got an A on that final too. So I went back to that, and that's when I was really starting to kill the game, because I did what was best for me. The iPad, taking the notes, no, I needed to convert it over to paper because I'm a paper girl. Take it and do what works for you. That's it for today. Don't forget, if you have any videos you'd like to see from me, comment down below. I hope this video was helpful for you in the journey that you are embarking on. Never give up. And I hope you hit that like and subscribe button to join the game, and stay tuned for everything that I have in store. Love you.